but I've looked up at their stuff.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
We're currently talking about Kineticist and the
Oh.
spells that came with.
They look fun.
They do. But yeah, with the spells that came with that, there's a new shield spell, called Glass Shield, which basically it does the same thing, has a little less hardness, but it explodes into like fragments of glass that deal damage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of reminds me of one of the PF1 spells, Shock Shield, which worked kind of like Shield, except it did some lightning damage if people hit them in melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kineticist looks good. Looks
Oh, yeah.
interesting. You could do a full Avatar style game where the only classes are like fighter, swashbuckler, but then kineticists everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely could. Kineticist is just, there's so much packed into one class. God forbid you do dual classing.
Oh god, yeah. Because the kineticist is almost like 5 classes in one.
Yeah.
Because of the elements. Because it's the 4 normal elements plus. Oh no, 6, isn't it? Plus wood and metal?
Yes.
Yeah. So fire, lightning, acid, cold, wood, and metal.
No, I believe it's fire, air, earth, and water.
Oh, water. Yeah, sorry. It's water that can do the cold stuff. I always forget that. Yeah. I don't like the idea of a woodbender.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. That would be cool.
Sorry, everyone's doing okay?
Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I'm trying to delay that. I like living.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So, Dig will be joining us. So Hazzy will be joining us, but he'll be joining us in a bit. He's currently getting waylaid by real life stuff. So we will probably crack on without him until he turns up. He says he should only be. You should probably read what he said. Oh yeah, he said he shouldn't be too late, so that's fine. We'll crack on without him. So without any further ado, without any more beating around the bush, let's take you guys back to where you were. And I go straight in with the old combat music.
Right, so my idea was right. This is what this thing called? This was a
Void Glutton.
Right. Other things that were like wispy stuff and such were barely affected by magic, so that's what I'm mostly worried about.
Yep. If this is another kind of will-o'-the-wisp type creature,
yeah,
you might find that. Yeah,
exactly. It seemed like really will-o'-the-wisp, which was utterly unaffected by magic. And we're very much a caster party.
There's 3 of you who are 2 of you who are very heavy in spells. 1 of you who is spell and pet based, but quite magical. And you've got another one who just avoids magic completely. Yeah. And utterly. And speaking of which, it is Hazzy who's up to act. Hearing the sounds of the beginnings of combats and the jump scares and the ahs and the ouches.
The ahs and the ouches.
Let's see, so does this thing appear on? Yes. So unfortunately, this thing does go before Hazzy, which means it's not automatically flat-footed to him. So he's going to get... So he's going to get to here with one action. Then he's going to use... He's going to step into here. He's going to get behind it. Then with his third action, he's going to strike at it.
Strike it.
Go. Ooh dear. Not a great start.
Oh,
Not a great...
18 is a critical miss?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Sapphire, you're up.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like any of that.
So
Are
those
we-
of you who aren't magically inclined, this could be a good opportunity to discover, like, spend some actions to recall knowledge, or do some things that might help your companions hit it more.
I do have 2 daggers with me right now.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smack
Sapphire,
her.
you're up.
Yes. Okay. First action. I am going to do tandem movement
Yup.
because why should I not?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to move, why not let your Eidolon move as well?
Exactly. That was 15, I believe, and I still cannot see a thing.
Yeah, you saw Hazzy kind of bind through that door.
Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna step it. Okay, perfect. And my Eidolon will 10, 20. That would be 25, because I've only moved. I haven't moved diagonally yet.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Spells aren't gonna do much to it.
Possibly not.
So I think I am going to once again. Well, not once again. I am going to add together 1/1.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to step in. No, stride in.
Yeah.
Eidolon will stride in. Oh, I accidentally closed that. And because it hasn't, and because I haven't made an attack yet, the Eidolon will attempt to hit.
Yeah.
Let me just. I'm not the most organized, I have to say.
All right. Unfortunately, a miss.
We are off to an amazing start.
You did only roll a 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just realized I need to roll a 19. Do I even want the chance to hit this thing?
Well, if you roll a 19 and you hit, but if you roll a 20, it's a critical hit. So there's only one number between a hit and a crit for you now. So just think of it in that terms. Iskra, you're up.
Yeah.
You're currently bound in place against the wall by some ectoplasmic web.
Mm-hmm.
But you're free to do whatever you want. You just kind of bound at this point.
So I can do somatic, I just can't do anything with the move.
You can't do anything with the move action. Yeah.
Right.
Can she try and escape?
Yeah, you can definitely try to escape if you want to spend an action to do so.
Did we... So what knowledge did we get? Or did we get any?
Nobody's done anything on it yet.
Okay, I shall do that.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'll do that. Do-do-do-do-do. We don't know what this thing is.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll try and kind of rip away some of the web, maybe. I don't know. Like, if I can. Well, no, I don't want to set fire to anything with it
So
wrapped
you could
around
you
me.
could either use acrobatics or athletics.
I just realized that I am frightened too, so I literally need to roll a net 20 to even hit this thing.
Oh,
You're stuck in place.
okay.
You got one action left.
Can I try again? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah. Ooh, I think that is bang on what you needed.
Yes.
You're no longer entangled. You're no longer stuck to the surface. Mist, you're up.
Well, first of all, can I try and recall some knowledge?
You most certainly can. I'll reveal this one to everyone. With a 29,
Nice.
yes, you most definitely identify what this creature is. This creature is a void glutton. What things would you like to know about it?
Weaknesses.
Weaknesses. No inherent weaknesses. Its worst save is Fortitude. Anything else you would like to know? You know, one more type of thing.
Well, I'm assuming it's immune to magic, but let's confirm that.
It is indeed immune to magic. All spells except Fairy Fire, Glitter Dust, Magic Missile, and Maze.
Magic Missile! Don't we have someone who has Magic Missile?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And that is me, and I love my magic missile, and I was gonna use it because I know that the past few creatures have
Yep.
definitely loved my magic missile.
So that's
Right,
one
so
action.
Fairy
Got
Fire.
two left.
Doesn't Isra have Fairy Fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm yelling at Isra to use Fairy Fire and Sapphire to use Magic Missile.
Cool.
And then I'm going to hang on. Do I need to pop a guidance on both Sapphire and the Eidolon?
I believe yes.
I believe
So,
so, yeah.
honestly, you should probably give the Eidolon the +1 because
Yeah, you don't need to roll to hit
yeah.
with Magic Missile.
yeah, magic missile just works.
Right, in which case I'm going to give a guidance to the Eidolon.
Mm-hmm. Whoops.
Guidance.
Yep, my bad.
And then I'm going to give action to two actions to Muncie to try and escape.
Okay. Let's have a look. Using
Muncie.
athletics.
Athletics. Alright, do I need a specific press something?
The DC is 26. If you just go into his character sheet and use it.
Right.
Yes.
Athletics.
Oof, no, not with that.
Right. Second action. Try
second
again,
action.
Munchie. That's better.
Is literally what you needed. He is free.
She's free!
But now it's the
Nice.
Void Glutton's turn. Well, it's not hurt yet.
Wait. Hold on.
What?
Was that an escape? That
Yeah.
they attempted?
Yeah.
Oh, that has the attack trait. So it takes multiple attack penalty.
To try and escape, it takes the
Yeah.
attack penalty. Oh.
Yeah. I didn't know that myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, next time we'll keep that in mind. I'm a benevolent GM this evening. I did not know that, but now I do. Good to know. Good to know.
Uh-oh. I
This
did not.
creature is going to.
That is indeed good to know.
Yeah, it's going to use a special ability it has called Consume Light. And it
Ooh.
triggers when it casts a spell. Right there. Darkness. So... I don't believe it's heightened.
How do you see the tokens anymore?
You should be able to hover over the squares where they are. Hopefully.
Yeah, I can see circles, but like usually they're like this swirly thing.
Yeah.
That.
So it extinguishes its glow. And becomes invisible. And it will disappear from your view. Now, does anybody here have dark vision?
My Eidolon, I believe, does.
Ah, so your Eidolon. If you click on your Eidolon, you'll be able to see certain bits and pieces within, but nobody else can.
It's craft, fairy fire.
I have the eye slash thing.
Does that give you dark vision? I thought it
It's-
increased your low light vision.
Yeah, I can see 4 times farther than normal.
Yeah. So your low light vision is better than anyone else's, but unfortunately
Yeah.
don't have dark vision.
Sorry, I thought it took it up a notch, but
I
then
don't
it
know.
doesn't.
It's Hazzy's turn. He's scared. What's he even gonna do at this point?
The creature hasn't hidden, has it?
As part of so it has a free action called Consume Light, and the trigger is when it casts darkness. It extinguishes its
Right.
glow as part of casting the spell. It becomes invisible as long as it remains in the area of darkness. If the Void Glutton uses a hostile action, invisibility ends as soon as the hostile action is completed. So he is
Right.
invisible. Hazzy is going to just stab into the darkness with Twin Strike. And he needs to roll 15s or more. Let's have a look, see if either one of these is a 15 or more.
Oh!
Okay, so one of them is a 20, so that first attack is actually going to actually be able to somehow target this invisible creature. Because it is still where he thinks it is. So, still massive negatives. It's still a mess. So he's going to try and get a better idea of where it is. Okay, so he actually somehow... Really? He actually beat it? Yeah. Oh, he actually hit it bang on. So the Void Glutton is no longer undetected. It is instead now just... where's concealed? Concealed. So you guys... He kind of points out, he goes, it's there, it's right there.
And nobody can see the thing. He's like, where is there?
Yeah. He goes, it's right in front of me. I can't see it, but I know it's there, somehow. Strange lizard senses.
Strange lizard senses, TM.
Yep. Sapphire. You're up.
Yeah. So my Eidolon knows where it is.
Yes.
Right.
Because it can see where Hazzy's pointing to. So it's still concealed from him, but he can still try and attack him.
That would be a DC 5 check, right?
Yeah, it should be... I think it will be automatically rolled now.
Okay. So in that case, I only have low light, I believe.
Yes.
So I
Correct.
can't see anything.
No. But don't you have an ability to...
I can see through my Eidolon senses.
Yeah. I don't know if that's an action to do so, or you can just say...
It is.
Or you can just say, Eidolon, fucking kill it.
It is an action.
Although I
Crap,
guess if...
because-
I'd let you do this. If you spend an action to see through your Eidolon,
right.
you could then target it with a magic missile.
Okay.
Because then you'd be able to see it.
I see. Yeah. So, action to look through the Eidolon senses. Then act together. 2,
Yeah.
1. I'm gonna blast it with a 3rd level magic missile at 2
Nice.
actions.
Nice.
And the Eidolon will take a swing.
Cool.
I believe we still need to make those checks, so
Yeah,
let's...
it's still concealed.
The Eidolon will do it automatically, you said, but I
Yeah.
still need to do mine.
Don't know. You could try just casting the magic missile to see if it'll do it. And if it doesn't, we can roll after the fact.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, let's do the bigger of the two first, because I like magic missile. It did do the roll.
It did do the roll, and you were able to target it, so go ahead and roll the damage.
Damage.
What's the other variant
1,
options?
2, 3, and 4.
Okay, so let's have a look. So that's 13,
Not bad.
19,
2 4s.
27 damage.
Pretty tasty in my eyes.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And then now the Eidolon's turn to attempt.
Yeah.
Hoping here.
Oh, unfortunately, no.
That's odd.
Yeah. I believe
Well.
it's now Iskra.
Indeed.
Well,
Fairy fire.
yeah, I know, but it said, like... I mean, well, reading the spell, it says, this also suppresses magical light of your darkness spells level or lower.
Ah.
And its duration
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah. So
You
if you were
don't
to
know
use
whether it's a
fairy,
lower spell or not.
Right. Can I try and work out if Fairy Fire would work?
Okay, so Fairy Fire would dismiss darkness. However, darkness is usually a higher level spell than Fairy Fire. You don't have Fairy Fire as a heightened spell.
Ah.
It would still kind of like outline it so that people with dark vision would be able to. It wouldn't become invisible to them.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
Or if the darkness ends. I'll let you place the 10-foot burst.
Can I guesstimate the middle-ish of the room without being able to see it?
Yeah. No, not that one.
I'll let you pick about where I guess it goes.
Oh yeah, no, you roll really well. So you go Babamo, like so.
Okay. Did it
And
work? I don't see anything.
It does. I don't know, Fairy Fire doesn't have like an effect to put on someone. That's annoying. But yes, so the Void Glutton. I mean, you can't see this, but Sapphire, through the eyes of the Eidolon and the Eidolon itself, can see that the Void Glutton, Hazy, Mist, Monty, Sapphire, and the Eidolon have all got this kind of purplish. Was it purple coloured flames?
Yeah.
Yeah, purpley flames kind of outlining them now.
Okay.
And you got one action.
Eidolon can hit easy. That's actually very useful.
I will. I guess maybe move forward, like kind of feel my way forward a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you go there and you kind of just this wall. You just find solid surface, and then there's something hairy, which then kind of squawks at you.
Okay.
That's probably Monchi. But pitch black.
Yep.
Mist. You're up.
Right. I'm still completely stumped on what to do. I've been thinking since my last turn, but... Right, first of all, let's tell Muncie to get to the nearest open space next to me. Can I do that, just assume everything is where it used to be and walk like here?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you kind of like... Let's see, I'm going to have Monty make a quick... Oh god, okay. As Munchie moves forward, it hits into something solid, and falls flat on its face onto something kind of soft, like a few feet off the ground. And vaguely remember there was a sofa over there.
Oh no, she's flat on her face, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she fell forwards onto the sofa, is currently lying down on something old and ratty, but kind of squidgy soft. But not in a good squidgy soft kind of way.
She's just gonna use a second act to stand up, I suppose.
Okay.
What am I gonna do? Oh, hang on, I need to read something real quick. Hang on, I can't find. Do I see it in here? Ah, there it is. Okay. I'm just gonna try swinging with my dagger of venom.
Okay.
So that's a flat check first, right?
Yeah, if you target it, it will do it automatically.
Ah, okay.
Oh dear. No. Sorry. Okay.
But,
oh, you've still got one action left, haven't you?
I've still got one action, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that count as one attack made still for purpose
Yep.
of map? Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, so. So on that, you're going to need a nat 20 to actually just do a regular hit.
Still gonna try.
Yeah, go for it. Nope, unfortunately not.
There's literally nothing else I can do, so we just gotta try.
I mean, yeah. And the Void Gland is going to strike out at the Eidolon
How
with its
dare.
first mighty nasty attack. Probably with a crit. Yeah.
There you go.
Coming out of the darkness, this pseudopod of just horrible, gribbly. What kind of damage is it? It's force damage.
Yeah. I see how it is. Yeah.
And then due to the fearful strike, need a will save.
From the Eidolon?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is gonna be a fucking party wipe.
Oh, nice. He saves against it. Very nice.
Nice.
Then going to. So they're going to try and stick the monkey to the sofa.
Sorry, what?
Stick the monkey.
Oh,
Stick the-
Aaron. So it's gonna try again.
Oh, you meant like spear it into the.
Oh my
center of
God.
something.
2 nat 1s in a row.
Nice. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
He deserved that. Fuck him.
Does Hazzy have anything in his inventory that might be able to help with this? No is the answer. Well, I'm still knowing kind of where it is and not thinking it's moved. He's going to try Twin Feint. So I have to figure this out. So first strike is with the spear. Oh my god, he hit. And he beat the concealed damage. It takes the 16 damage, and now it's flat-footed. Well, sorry, off guard. So now he's going to strike out with his hatchet. Okay. That was a crit hit.
Yes, more of this.
Jesus. Okay. 40 damage.
Yeah.
And then with his third action, he's just going to go... Twin parry.
Kick him in the knees. Oh.
Sapphire, you're up.
Okay. Ouch. Like, big ouch. Holy. Okay.
As he just did 56 damage in one turn.
See, the problem is, I have a thing that I know I want to do, and it would probably get around all this targeting nonsense. But someone will be annoyed at me. Because the Eidolon has a breath attack that I haven't used.
I was gonna say, because the Eidolon's breath attack is not magical.
No, it is not.
It is a fully natural ability that the Eidolon has. But I'm pretty sure you would get Hazzy with a breath attack.
Yeah. Yes, I would.
And I would say
do it.
Hazzy would not get to make a reflex save because he can't see shit.
Truth be told, I am the doctor.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't kill him, it's fine.
Exactly.
Shout out to him like duck.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you could shout out, look out.
I have to remember what kind of area it is. I believe it might actually be a burst. Funnily enough. Maybe.
It's either going to be a cone or a line. It's a 30-foot cone or a 60-foot line.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I might have been reading something else. My bad. Choose one of the area.
Does the line even hit Hazzy?
No, a line probably wouldn't hit him, no. A line you could literally just direct at them and then into that square there.
Then yeah. Lightning. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. This should be somewhat heightened, but let's do me a I need to rotate this. How does one rotate this?
Hold down control and mouse wheel, or hold down shift and mouse wheel. One is quicker than the other.
Okay.
One does it in small degrees, and another one does it in like large degrees.
Boom.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, that looks so weird.
Didn't put it into chat.
That did not apparently.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
It looks really cool though.
It does. It does. So yeah, it's a
Dimensional creature's basic reflex save against your spell DC.
Yes. My spell DC being
22.
Yes, 22.
Okay. Now, reflex is its best save.
Wow. Oh, that just about crit succeeds.
Which unfortunately means it takes no damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good idea. It literally, by one.
Yeah. Oh, that.
So at third and every 2 levels it increases by 1d6. So Eidolon is... So it'd be third, fifth, so it would have done, what, 3d6 damage?
Yep. So I gotta roll the 1d4 rounds. Okay, it won't be for another 3 rounds before he's got that again.
Yeah.
So, okay. Back together, 1-1.
Yep.
I am going to patch myself up because I am not doing so well.
Uh-huh. Risky surgery in the dark.
Risky surgery in the dark. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay.
Yeah, but it's on yourself, so like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
The fact is, it's all the worse because I actually don't have any wounds.
I'd say like the link between you and the Eidolon, when your Eidolon is struck, wounds open up on your body.
Yeah, I succeed.
Yep. So that's a crit success then.
Yep, so I take a d8 slashing, which is free. I am fine. Mostly, there's some emotional damage there. I believe that is... that should be 48 plus 10. I'm just gonna roll that manually.
28 hit points back.
28 hit points back.
Very nice.
That was tasty. And then I'm immune, but whatever.
Yeah.
I won't be using that again. And then the Eidolon strikes.
Yes. Unfortunately, no.
It's either I get the concealment or
Yeah.
I get the hit.
Yeah.
Not both. That's my turn.
Iskra, you're up. You have no idea what's going on.
Yep, I'm just hearing a bunch of ooh, poo, pow,
Zap!
zap. Yeah. So, sorry. I know I can't see shit, but can I see like a little bit of shit? Like maybe like
Nope.
in front of me?
Even the lightning didn't illuminate anything.
So I can't see like even in front of my hand in front of my face.
Nope. You put your hand like an inch from your face, you see nothing.
Nothing. Sugar. Right. Okay. Well, I guess I will kind of like. I mean, a lot of sounds are happening. I assume. Oh yeah. Shout out, Hazy and and Puppy, who are watching. Hopefully join us soon. I guess I'll kind of like feel my way forwards again and like kind of flaily hands until I like bump into somebody.
Yeah. Well, you move forwards like a square, and then you bump into another kind of furry type thing. But this furry type thing is wearing clothing of some sorts, and is a bit taller and more straight of posture, probably sapphire. And then to the other side of you, there's another kind of furry type thing, but much shorter.
There's a trend here.
There's a trend here,
Okay.
and that's probably missed.
All right. Okay. We like. Is anybody hurt?
Yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can't do the ranged one, but you could just reach out and touch someone for the one action heal.
Yeah. Okay, I'll, I guess, well, hold on. So, Sapphire 1, Mist 2.
Yeah.
Okay, Mist is the one I touch.
Okay. Go for it. Not bad.
There we go, a little bit.
8 healing. So you got
Good enough.
one action, I
Thank you.
believe.
One action remaining.
Yeah.
Oh, so I could do another one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll put the other hand on who must be Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Ooh, 13 heals, not bad.
Yeah. I'll take all the heals I can get.
Okay,
And that's my second level spells gone.
miss.
And my thirds are gone, so.
You're up.
Did you take the heal button? There you go.
No, I know. I was tabbed out for a second.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Munchie just go wild.
Go wild. Oh, it's a hit.
Munchie fucking
So,
punches this.
how does Monchi do this? How does Monchi kill the Void Glutton in pitch black?
Yes, Munchie, let's go! Ah. Munchie's getting so many tweets when we go back to town.
Uh-huh.
Oh my word.
Blurg. Well done.
Ah. Right. I'm almost scared to open the next door.
Yeah, the Void Glutton defeated Winks out of existence.
Oh,
And you are
thank
out of
goodness.
initiatives.
That was really scary, guys and gals.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was kind of cool though.
Sure. We
Go
going
again?
on?
No, let's not. Let's investigate this cupboard here.
Is it some sort of fancy cupboard, or...?
How if I know? The DM hasn't described it.
Yeah, let me get to that. Okay, so a pair of doors provide exits from this room. One of which is a foot higher than the room's a dusty floor with a semicircular step. This room is in great disrepair. That's it. The sofa is kind of like falling apart and a bit squishy. The cabinet itself is barely holding together.
I'm just gonna rip one of the doors off and see if there's anything inside.
Nope, nothing inside. You kind of open the door and it kind of crumbles.
I mean, I didn't open it, I ripped it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, barely even need to rip it. You just kind of pull and it just comes away.
Oh. I think the next door is locked.
Yeah, this is a locked door.
Ozzy? Poke, poke, poke. Get it.
Yeah, so Hazy is gonna pull out his crowbar. Have a go at the door. Ah, easy.
Hello? Anybody in here?
As Mist steps into this room,
Uh-oh.
another vision occurs within the room. This time, a well-set table reveals this to have been Belcora's private dining room. In the image, she sits alone at a table, drinking a glass of wine and enjoying an elegantly placed roast arm that looks disturbingly human.
Why does she have a private dining and sitting room on this floor? It's mostly cave.
A pair of doors provide exits from this room, one of which is a foot higher than the room's dusty floor on a semicircular step.
Hazzy!
Yeah, he waits until the magic dissipates before coming into the room. Kind of opens the door.
Ah, a private bedroom, I assume. Ooh, there's something in the middle here.
Yep, so again, another vision occurs in this room. Belcora's bedroom features a large bed along the west wall. The stone archway to the north shimmers as a portal opens and Belcora steps through with a cruel smile on her lips and blood on her hands. And then it winks out. And you're left with a pair of doors exit from this room. One of which is a set foot higher than the room's dusty floor on a semicircular step.
Hazzy!
Yep, as he comes in, opens the door.
What is that?
The walls of this octagonal chamber are sheathed in foul-looking, moist webbing made of stringy, semi-transparent slime. The bodies of 3 creatures have been mounted on the walls in its webbing, as if on display. A lavender-skinned elf, the legless body of a spider-like humanoid, and a hideous humanoid with transparent flesh.
Just gently give Hazzy a shove.
Yeah, Hazzy's like, I don't want to go in there. That looks too magic, too spooky. No.
Come on, you can do that. Ah. Fine. Hello?
Nothing happens, just these 3 bodies up in the webbing.
Can I try to identify what possibly murdered them?
Yeah. Would be more fitting to use this. The Void Glutton. The Void Glutton definitely killed these things.
Yeah, that makes sense. But do they have anything good on them?
You'd have to cut them down. Well, you can do that relatively easily enough if you want to spend a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use my katana to like swish, swish, swish.
Yeah. So as you cut these people free, or these things free, I should say. There is indeed some loot on them. On the lavender-skinned elf, there is a strand of beads on one wrist, which inherently you can tell is magical just from the slight.
Oh, don't tell me. I have a guess what this might be.
The body of. So you identify these creatures as.
I'm going to guess one's a Dryder.
Yes. The spider-like humanoid creature is a Dryder. The other one is something called a Udafan, which I believe is a deep gnome. No, not a deep gnome. Maybe a deep gnome. And then the other one would be a drow. On the body of the drow, you find a strand of beads. And on the body of the Urdafan, you find a rather nice looking bow. There's also some sort of strange vial of liquid on the Dryder.
Alright, give me those checks.
So that's the longbow.
Also, do we know like that these are like from way deep?
You know that these creatures are not creatures that live on the surface, and they do live, in fact, in an area known as the Darklands, which is way underground, not just inside caves in a mountain.
Yeah.
These are subterranean passages, subterranean ecosystems.
They go under the freaking ocean, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. So Iskra, you identify this longbow as a +1 striking composite longbow. And the composite nature of it allows the wielder to add their strength modifier to the attacks.
Isn't it like half the strength? Might be wrong.
I think it's just your strength modifier.
Or is the short bow half?
Short bow is... Oh, so the difference between a short bow and a long bow is the long bow has something called Deadly D8 instead of Deadly... Sorry, Deadly D10 instead of Deadly D8. And it's also got the ability called Volley. Volley...
Yeah. Volley is you take a -2 if you're within 30 feet of the
Yes.
creature you're trying to shoot.
It's meant to be like a long range weapon, whereas the short bow is more close range. Short bow has a smaller range than the long bow, so it kind of plays out.
Oh yeah.
It's almost always underground or in caves.
Yeah, probably just sell that.
Yeah. So it has the propulsive trait. So you add half your strength modifier if
Gotcha.
positive. If you have a -1 though, you add your full strength.
Yep. Okay, so this is to identify the unusual string of beads.
Do I have any? That's occultism, arcana, nature, or religion.
Whoops.
Either way, what am I getting a +1 from? Oh no, I've just got +9. Eh? I have
What are you looking at?
intelligence? Hold on, I'm trying to get where because my stuff isn't matching. My core skills aren't matching what I'm actually getting, because it says I have a +8 to Arcana, but it says roll +9. And I'm trying to understand.
I don't see +9, I just see +8.
Is it because I've got my Eidolons? The Eidolon surely doesn't have a high int.
No, I don't see +9 at all, I just see +8 on both your character sheets.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, that is exactly what you needed.
Nice. Oh.
These are some holy prayer beads. So whenever you cast a divine spell from your own spell slots whilst holding the prayer beads, you recover 1 hit point. This is positive healing effect. The spell you cast was a healing spell. You can grant this additional healing to one of the spell's targets instead of yourself. And once per day, you can cast Bless and Heal.
Hey. I was about to say, that's not that great with 1 hit point, but 3 spells.
It's, well, the 1 hit point is just a freebie.
Yeah.
And then we'll identify this unusual liquid. Only thing is crafting for this.
I don't think...
Ooh, there we go. This is a mist form elixir.
Ooh.
Oh.
You become concealed for 3 rounds, which is pretty nice. Yeah. Congratulations, you found some treasures.
So those prayer beads,
Mm-hmm.
I could use them.
Yeah.
Because I do divine. I already have Bless and Heal, so it would, I guess, just give me one more of.
Yeah, I mean, you
that.
could use heal from the prayer beads without expending a spell slot, effectively.
Or somebody else that can cast Divine could get some, like, healing capability.
Don't know if anyone else uses divine magic. Mist uses primal.
I use
Sapphire
arcane.
uses arcane. Hazzy doesn't.
Oh, okay, I guess that's
I love that. As he doesn't.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
trying to give the mist form elixir to Hazi, but it's not working.
Oh, you're trying to give him the mist form potion.
Yeah.
I do.
Where is it? I don't even see it. Who did you give it to?
It's in my inventory, in consumables.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Thank you. Right, I'll just grab this one to add to the party loot.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Well, now I've got 2 necklaces. Oh no, 3.
that is not a necklace.
Holy prayer beads? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I have.
You've got you have a necklace of fireballs,
Yeah, and
which you're
channel
probably
protection
not
amulet.
wearing. Because you had the channel protection amulet, didn't you?
Well, I have used the fireballs.
Oh, you have. Okay.
I've used some of them.
Yes, you've got 166 fireball left on it.
I guess. I can in my pocket and pull
Yeah.
it out. I guess.
Yeah.
Can you give it back?
Cool.
You took it from me. Where'd it go?
It's just in your inventory. Just in down at the
Moved
bottom.
it.
I just unequipped it, so you didn't have 2
Oh.
necklaces on at once, that's all. Yeah, and you still have that unusual lantern.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second for the bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Okay. Now, what would you like to do now?
Is there anything else in there? Any like secret buttons?
Secret tunnel.
Nothing that you can find.
There's a lot of like cobwebs,
Mhm.
like poking around those.
You poke around, you get stuck a few times, and manage to pull yourself free. But no, nothing hidden as far as you can tell.
Okay. Can I like try and burn the cobwebs?
Yeah, they kind of takes a bit because they're moist and sticky. They don't whoomph or catch flame. You just kind of hold a torch against it and sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Kind of imagine a very large sock filled with moss and then a lot of water poured on it. That's the kind of consistency of these things.
Ugh.
Or a sock full of honey-soaked cotton wool.
But, okay.
You know, I don't know what you do with your socks.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
You can imagine what that feels like, though, can't you?
I can,
mean-
but I'm still concerned.
Yeah, that's. Okay. Basically, don't take any socks from Fully,
Nope.
is what we've learned.
I have to do his laundry.
Good luck with that.
Well, I suppose I don't have to. I'm a strong, independent woman, and I do what I want. Okay, I guess I'll leave out of here then.
I just want to quickly go grab a drink because
Okay.
my throat is yeah,
Yeah, no, go.
and I've ran out of drunk. So yeah, I'll be 1 second.
No problems.
Can I take a few minutes and do little like medicine
Yeah,
stuffs on
yeah, you can
Sapphire
definitely
and
do
maybe
that.
Mist?
Yeah, sure. It'll take 10 minutes to try and patch someone up.
I'm back, but I'm just cooking some water for some tea right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do
It's
battle?
like mystery. I am thirsty, girly.
No, not battle medicine. Just do 10. What was it? Treat wounds. You should have a little macro on your hotbar.
Okay, 7.
Okay, yeah. And you heal back 7 hit points to, was it to Mist or to Sapphire?
Mist.
To Mist, okay. So Iska kind of patches Mist up a little bit. Yeah, and then 10 points back to Sapphire.
Does that take into account all my little kit and everything?
The kit?
Because it says treat wounds, skill, medicine, and then medicine DC 15. And then it doesn't have any modifiers or anything. Like, but I have like healer's tools and that.
Healer's tools is what allows you to treat the wounds.
Oh.
Yeah. If you had
It gave me
expanded
bonuses.
healer's tools, it would give you a +1. You just got normals.
Just normal. Right.
So,
Sorry.
let me heal. There we go. Yeah, Hazzy doesn't like being here. Hazzy's gonna kind of leave the stairs. It's like, yeah, I'll meet you guys outside. I don't like it here. This is... Nope.
Is there anything else in this? Like, is there another door up this way?
Nope. Just a wall.
Nothing else in this room? Under the pillow, under the bed?
No, you can see here there are incredibly faint lines where maybe there'd been some sort of teleportation circled there in the past. But it's not even to a point where you could reactivate it with the Portal Awakening.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll follow Pazzy out.
Yeah.
Or catch him up, I guess.
Catch him up. Yeah.
I'm gonna follow out as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to assume Sapphire
Back down
and
in my PC.
the Eidolon also.
Which way did you go, Hazzy?
Down here. You hear him come from that direction.
You sure I don't see you?
Yep.
Marco.
Hello.
I'm not going back downstairs. There he is.
There you are.
And he's now keeping his distance from this kind of glowy shrine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what you guys have got to do now? You got to find those other relics to be able to get past the glowy door.
Shall we take a quick break?
We can take a quick break until everyone's back and then head back to town.
I literally just got back.
Oh. No, let's take a 5-minute break. I need to fill up my drink as well, actually.
Very
and we'll be back at just before 20 past.
Ah.
And then, yeah, and then I'm guessing you guys are probably going to head back to town to try and look into where to find these other items. So I'll see you guys in 5. Alright, chat. I will be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to run a ad during the 5-minute break. No one's going to miss nothing. All it does is get rid of pre-rolls. So see you guys in 5. Hello. I'm back.
Hello, Beck. I'm Emmy.
Did you get your tea?
I did.
Yeah. I believe Stig should be joining us soonish. He's got to get on his bike and head back home. That should be soon. Hopefully he'll join us for the later half. Yeah, I roll better than he does. Managing to do 56 damage to that thing in one round whilst it was technically invisible is... yeah, that's very, very good rolls. Jesus. Right. Alright, is there a mystery one? I can see the mouse moving.
Apparently I was muted.
I did wonder. I saw your cursor moving around and you weren't saying nothing. Alright.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do down here?
Who was treated?
Treated by Iskra was yourself and Mist. But I believe you can still treat them, can't you?
Treat wounds? No.
Oh.
Battle medicine, yeah. So treat wounds is
okay.
treat wounds. You're immune to, in general, treat wounds, I believe. Battle medicine, you're only immune to one person's battle medicine.
Oh yeah, the target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds for 1 hour. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, mine only makes it 10. That,
Yeah.
I love my medicine feats.
It is kind of broken. But, I mean, that's what you get if you go down one particular route. You become damn good at it.
Indeed.
Some time. Wow.
Is there any?
This is one of your shortest adventuring days so far.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. What's the time now on the surface?
About 1 in the afternoon. You came down here at you left town at just before midday, so you guys have the shortest adventuring days. You're effectively part-time adventurers. You do realize this?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it is.
You're gonna take the long struggle, walking all the way back up through the levels, or did you want to try and awaken some portals on your way out?
Yeah, let's do some portals, right?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
What does that require again?
To
ritual.
awaken the portals,
Because I don't believe I have it.
oh, you have not been taught the awaken portal ritual, but you can still help with it.
Yeah.
So the DC required to successfully awaken a portal varies based on strength and distance, blah blah blah. Portals found in the Abomination Vaults, the DC varies according to the dungeon level on which it is located. Use the DCs by spell level. The portal using dungeon. Thus, activating the portal on the first level of the Abomination Vault requires DC 15, whilst one on the 4th level, which is this level, it's a DC 23. And the Awaken Portal Ritual, you can use your choice. I believe use your class DC. This is successful DC 23 check.
Sorry, what are you looking up?
That. Well, there's a chance on a critical failure that
Something gets pulled through, yeah.
something gets pulled through. But it's only a critical failure if that happens.
Good. So I...
Alright, let's see if I can find where we want to use. It's the DCs by spell level. Doop. Okay, so many rituals need secondary casters. Unlike a primary caster, a secondary caster doesn't need a minimum level or skill proficiency. Secondary caster entry present minimum number needed. Checks. Here we go. Let's attempt a skill check. This is the primary check. Doop. Use the spell DC for the rituals. Ah, the ritual's magical tradition. So as you've learnt this for yourselves, weirdly, actually, who currently knows this?
Not me.
Does Mist know it?
Does Miss know what?
No.
Awaken Portal.
Awaken Portal.
Oh, am I the only one?
No.
Yes, you're the only one who knows it. You could teach it to the others if you had some downtime.
Oh, okay.
And you would use... You would just make a caster level check, I believe. You use the ritual effects depends on the result of the primary check. Okay. Checks. Primary checks is very hard DC. Da, 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 da. I think you literally just do a caster level check. So if you wanted to go, the portal is way down there. Controls do it. This is Monty just going all over the place.
No, stay away from that thing.
As he goes, right, let's go, shall we?
Sorry, what was that? I had a
Oh,
brain.
I believe Iskra is going to try and awaken the portal.
All right. I'll help if I can.
Yeah, you can definitely. She can walk you through it, and you can definitely try and aid her to give her a +1 if you like.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's move you. Momentarily delete and paste. It's quick teleportation.
Yup.
Okay, if you want to make a cast level check, so you just need to where you have your spells, see the little dice where it says +12. If you just click that,
Yep. Okay.
is whether you help or not. You definitely help.
Ah, one off from a crit.
Yeah. As he's not helping, he doesn't like magic. Iskra, if you want to roll me your cast level check, and we'll give you an extra +1 for this.
Oh,
Just a failure.
god damn it!
I'm stupefied
so
one.
bad at this.
I mean, you have a hero point if you want to re-roll.
Yes, I want to reroll.
Okay, let me get rid of stupefied
I
first.
want to succeed at this.
Okay.
Failed last time as well.
Roll again.
Right, come on. All right.
1.
1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Forgot there was another menu.
Okay,
Did I do it?
that is a success.
I did it. I did it,
Yes.
Mom.
Okay, so success as critical success, but if the portal's other side is not awakened, this side remains awakened only for 3 days. So you have 3 days to awaken another portal to kind of like start the networking up again.
Okay.
And there
one
are
know what
on
that is.
isn't there?
other levels, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was a portal room on the level above us with a bunch of portals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we need to awaken those real quick.
So
Yeah, shall we go up and give those a try?
we'll take you to this level. Add in. Oops, let's get rid of the buy loot option. Okay. So again, Hazzy's not going in because he doesn't want to get involved. Oh yeah. As you come up to this level, you notice that blue strand of light is no longer in this room.
Ah.
The blue strand of light has winked out of existence in this room.
Yeah.
And this is the other teleportation circle room just over there. As he says, I'll guard out here.
Right, I'm gonna give some help.
Okay.
Yep.
Go for it. Both of you to make your cast level checks.
Which one do we roll again?
Just on your character sheet under spells, do you see where it has primal prepared spells? Do you see where it has the little dice symbol with plus 12? You can just click.
Yes.
Yeah, just click that. Okay. You both help. So, Geeky, you can add a plus. I believe you can still only add a +1 to this.
Is this a
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Oh, hello!
hello?
I'm finally back.
Finally.
What type of role is this?
It's a caster level check. Why?
Because I was wondering if I could give myself guidance to help.
What does...
It says 1 attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
Unfortunately not, because guidance
No.
also says it has to be done within... Was it the duration of it is until the start of your next turn, and the ritual takes a good 10 minutes.
Oh, 1 hour, yeah.
Fully, it's just blank when I log in. Is it because you have control of my token, or? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
It
I just had to
took
move
so
you.
long. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and make your cast level check, Geeky.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh.
Okay, so with a crit success, you awaken the portal. If the other side is awakened, the portal can be used normally and won't deactivate naturally. If its other side is not awakened, this side remains awakened for 1 year, possibly allowing enough time to awaken the connecting portals. So, the network is back up and running, and with that critical success, the network is and it's not going to dissipate anytime soon. You would still need to activate the other portals, but those two are now fully linked, and you can simply step into this one teleport circle and appear at the other teleport circle.
Perfect.
One here. Do you want to activate those?
You don't know where those go. They definitely don't have the same markings as this one. This one is clearly part of like a bigger network. The other ones were they go to one place and one place only.
Well, we're definitely way higher level now to try these again.
Yeah. You could go and try and activate those as well if you want. The haunt wasn't dissipated, so the haunt would activate again.
Hey, Hazy?
Yeah? What?
Would you like to try and go see if that haunt is still active?
Oh, the haunt down here or where?
Here.
Oh, that one.
The one with the eyes in the wall.
Oh God, no! Why? Why do you want to go look at that?
Because we need to be on the other side.
We need to activate the teleport circle, or try to.
Fine. I'll help out. But I won't be doing no rituals.
If you really don't want to, I can send Munchie in there.
I'm a big boy, I can...
You're so brave.
I'm definitely not terrified.
What's your will save at?
I have no idea. Here we go.
Okay, you step into the room.
Hey, it's let's say.
And then you spend longer than one round in there.
Can you quickly unpause? I was not done Dragon
Sorry,
Sapphire.
yeah, go for it.
I don't.
Is 1 round 6 seconds or what is
Yeah.
it? In...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can pause.
Yeah, living creature.
Yeah, it's safe, guys.
Yep. So, an overwhelming wave of paranoia fills the area. Each creature in the room must attempt a will save. Fantastic.
Just hear a screech.
No. Yep. You become frightened 3 and confused.
Uh-oh.
So, I am going to have to roll initiatives.
Guys, this was not good.
No.
I'm messed up.
Yeah.
You're the one who decided to stay in the room. All you had to do was walk through the test.
So yeah, people could roll initiatives.
Instructions unclear. No, I'm frightened 3.
Well,
an eerie red eye opens in the center of the western wall, looking about the room.
Hassie can only see this eye, so I would stab the eye.
Yep. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Let's go. Perception. Come on.
Hey, look who's going first, which is fantastic.
I'm attacking the thing in the wall.
So, confused, you don't have your wits about you, and you attack wildly. You're off guard, you don't treat anyone as your ally. You can't delay, ready, or use reactions. You use all your actions to strike or cast offensive cantrips, though the GM can have your other actions to facilitate such attacks, such as draw weapons, etc., etc. So, being that you are the only one in the room at the moment, you're gonna attack the wall. So I think you go twin strike. So you go first with your spear, then with your hatchet. Oh, holy shit! Okay. Takes no damage from the spear attack, and then your third attack, you try and strike it with a spear again. Nah, you're just stabbing and clanking at this wall.
I should have taken up my whip. I didn't even see I had those whip.
Oh yeah. Iskra, you're up. You can hear the sound of metal hitting stone and panicked, confused screaming coming from Hazzy.
Just close the door and let him work this out.
You got it. You got it.
Just frantic clanging.
Poor Hazzy.
I know, I feel really bad.
I can tell you that I'm being traumatized every time you guys do something like this to me, you know?
I know.
Yes?
I will not touch anything magical.
But you have to admit, it is hilarious.
Out of character, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. How do I help him?
Well, last time you managed to hurt it a little bit with some positive.
Oh yeah.
Positive energy. You could just use a ranged touch attack with the old heal thing if you really wanted to.
Is heal my only positive?
Possibly.
I'm gonna target it with Disrupt Undead. It deals positive as well.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a cantrip as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll try that instead of blowing my heels.
Yeah. Okay, so it needs to make a. What did you say? Oof.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's
3. I moved and did 2.
Missed, you're up. Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry.
Right, and once his free action is to just close the door.
Okay.
So how do you start wailing on us?
Yeah, it's probably a smart idea. Sapphire, your turn.
Yes. Again, I'm not exactly sure what I'm here to do. Tandem movement.
Uh-huh.
But I can't actually get the door, can I?
No. I mean, I'd allow, if you wanted to spend an action with your Eidolon, I'll let the Eidolon just kind of like blunder through the door into the room.
Hold on. It's spent 10. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So would it be the action to... So we did tandem movement, one action.
Yeah.
Would it be one action to
To get-
open the door and go in?
Nah, because they didn't lock it. I'll allow you to just move, like spend an extra bit of movement just to push in through the door.
Okay.
That's fine. Then you got one action left.
One action, which I am going to... I'm going to use to act together.
Mm-hmm.
Opening a door is an action, right?
Just keep in mind anything that spends
Yeah,
more
technically
than
speaking.
Just keep in mind anything that spends more than a turn in there gets confused. So please don't keep your idol in there.
The confusion thing is the
I think
triggering
it's the
effect.
save.
Oh, it's the triggering. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to use my action to open this door. Oh wait, that
Oh,
won't
don't-
actually help me.
We should
Never
have sent
mind.
the Eidolon in then. First. Because if the Eidolon gets confused, it just stops moving, right?
Yeah, it just stands
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the Eidolon is gonna attack it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna try scratching out the eye.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Hit it hard.
Fortunately, it just scratches it against stone as it lashes out at the eye. The claws sink in just above it, and as it rakes down, the eye just slides to the side.
Yeah. I have an action.
Mm-hmm.
Which... Is anyone else wanting to get in there, or...
Nope.
Nope, nope. Okay, then I myself,
You going to go in as well?
yes. That's right, and that's 20 feet there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's its turn. Now, here's the thing. The routine for this haunt is the eye glances about at those it can see, whether in area C4 or outside of it. So everybody, can you please make me a will save against 12 points of damage?
Is it everyone?
Yeah.
Just not Munchie, right? Munchie can't see it.
No, the eye can see all of you because the eye kind of shifts around the walls, so you can see.
Okay, let me see what my Eidolon rolls first,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll decide what I do from there. Because I do have a thing.
Do I take this damage now, if I failed?
Yes.
Okay, my Eidolon did a fail. So either way, I'm just going to take... We have... actually, we have different... Oh, it's for damage.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter what we... Yeah, we're
So
still
you
taking
need
that
to roll
damage.
anyway because
Yeah.
if you get crit failure.
Well, no, I've rolled already. It's a failure. I
Oh,
was
okay.
debating using my extra cat's luck, my
Okay.
expanded luck.
So yeah, so those of you that failed take 12. Those of you that succeeded take 6. As you are imparted with ripples of pain, of fears of being watched. And a creature that takes mental damage from this effect doesn't reduce their frightened value at the end of their next turn.
What if I like being watched?
Would this allow Hazi to possibly do the check for confused?
No, because unfortunately he is confused so long as he is frightened, as per the haunt.
I see.
The
I see, so we
specific,
need
unfortunately, overrules the general
Okay.
in this instance.
I didn't know that was the... Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a Hazi.
Someone calm me down!
It's now a target-rich environment.
Oh, yes.
So let's roll a d3. So your first attack is going... So 1 wall, 2 sapphire, 3 Eidolon.
Fully though, if I get to attack the wall, can I take out my whip then? If I
Yeah,
roll for the
sure.
wall.
You go for the wall with your first attack. With your second attack, because you're just going to be doing 3 just basic attacks.
Yeah.
You go for the Eidolon, and for your third attack, oh look at that, 1 against each person.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
let's
can
see. So
pick which
you just
weapon I undraw, I guess.
yeah. So against the wall, you're not very good with the whip, are you?
No.
It's a miss against the wall.
Oh god, I just saw. Holy shit.
Against the Eidolon, it's a critical miss, and against Sapphire, I'll be surprised if you manage to get a hit with this. Yep.
Hey.
Swing, miss, swing, miss, swing, miss. It's almost as if using a whip in a tightly enclosed, spaced area. It's not particularly good.
Yeah, I just outplayed the GM
Yeah.
by drawing that whip, so I could not hit anyone.
It's right. Next round, you're just going to drop it all and go feral with your claws. Iskra, you're up.
Twin feint.
Okay. I guess I'll pull out my beads and hold them, and
Yeah.
do disrupt undead,
Okay.
and I guess that kind of attunes my beads.
Sure. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We've been rolling very, very high for this.
Wow.
Very, very high.
Luck's got to run out at some point.
Oh, it will run out at some point.
Let's see. Is it after I attune them that I get the 1 HP?
It's when you heal someone.
No, it's whenever you cast a divine spell from your own spell slots while holding them, you recover 1 HP.
Oh!
So
Then yes, you heal
Was it
one hit point.
Cantrip.
Ah, yeah, that's right. It's not a spell slot.
Okay, alright.
Good point.
Yeah, good point. Sorry. Okay, never mind.
Anything you want to do with your third remaining action?
It says the first time you cast a divine spell while holding it, they become attuned. So does that still attune them?
No. They become attuned to you.
Okay, so they're at least attuned.
Maybe you can give. No, that wouldn't help with it.
Right. So I've done 2. I guess I will. Oh, sorry.
Maybe you can give Sapphire some guidance.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then missed.
Trying to find it on the list. I found it.
You're up. What would you like to do? Is it another disrupt undead coming in from mist?
Yep.
Yep. See if I roll another 19. Nope, it's a 20 this time.
I know, they roll an 18, a 20, a 19, and a 20.
Yeah, on like the thing that doesn't really pose too much of a danger to you. I think that obviously the most danger here is now Hazzy. You've got 1 action left. There is room in the room for Monchi. The watching wall doesn't really take up a space as the eye kind of just moves around the wall.
Oh, okay.
So,
Let's see.
Do is can I? Yeah, there you go. I'll put it in the middle of the room.
I'm grappling Hazzy.
Can I? Oh, you're trying to grapple Hazzy. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to grapple the wall. I was like, you succeed.
I want to see you try.
You have grabbed hold.
Okay,
of
so
the wall.
make an athletics check, and it's against Hazzy's fortitude DC, which is 19. You have grabbed him.
Was that about trying?
Try and succeed. Yeah.
There's now
Sapphire.
a monkey clung around your ankle.
Yeah.
Alright. I do not like the wall. So let's see. Act together.
Yep.
2-1.
Okay.
Meaning I will electric arc without hitting Hazi.
Mhm.
I am not targeting Hazi here.
Okay.
I am just going to do a target of 1 on the wall.
Yeah.
It needs to make a reflex save, which it's a wall.
Yeah,
I
it's an
thought
eye
so.
that's kind of darting around the wall, but go ahead and roll the damage.
I do love the idea of targeting a wall. Zap.
Nice. Takes no damage.
I see how it is. In that case, let's teach it some manners with the Eidolon.
Yep.
And thus, we will do 2 strikes.
Mm-hmm.
1
There's a hit.
and a 2.
That's not.
Ah. Well, that's 1 hit.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, nice.
That's 13.
You big gouges through the wall, and the eye narrowly gets out of the way and just takes a tiny amount of damage.
I know what I'm doing next. Fuck that wall.
Yeah. So the wall. Can everyone make me a will save? Versus 10 damage this time. Has he takes nothing. I guess he's going to take the 10.
Yeah, okay. Is that me rolling or the Eidolon rolling?
Both of you need to roll. You
Well,
take
no,
the
no,
worst
but
option.
I'm trying to.
Oh.
The Eidolon
Ooh,
fails.
multi-critical fails with a
Oh.
1.
He takes 20 damage.
And then I will. I need my luck. I need the feat that lets me you give others my cat's luck.
Yeah. Hey, you'll get another ancestry feat soonish.
Yeah. Where? Oh, I'm dumb. Don't mind me.
Okay.
Okay, so I still
You
take
failed.
10.
Yeah, because you take the worst. Okay. So, Hazzy, still confused, but your frightened condition will actually go down 1 at the end of this time because you didn't take damage just then somehow. However, you drop your whip, you drop your spear, and you just go full-on feral claws at Monchi, which has currently got you grabbed. So, first attack. So here for 5 damage against Monchi.
That's fine, Muncie can take that.
Second attack. It's a miss. Third attack. Is a miss. Frothing at the mouth. Just claws, these reptilian, very primordial kind of hands. Just raking across Monchi. Iskra. I believe it is now your turn.
Oh,
I
boy.
can't roll an 18 or more again. Surely.
I will.
However, I rolled
However.
This thing is a plus 14. You're gonna need to roll an 8 or lower for it
Yeah.
to go.
You could always attempt a religion check. to ward against being seen by it, or a deception check to appear uninteresting to it.
Regardless, I'm going to close the door at the end of my turn.
Okay. You get the sense that the eye is no longer paying you any attention.
Okay. I'll try. Is that like is the Am I rumbled if I attack it though?
Did you want to attack and then do the deception? That might make more sense.
Okay. I can't seem to target it anymore.
Oh, there.
Just put it in a hole. It's fine.
Oh, it succeeded. Well, that means it's going to take some damage, so go ahead and... Ooh, okay. Why did it not do it? What?
Yeah, I've had trouble clicking today. Like I had to
Wait,
just manually
14,
do my
that 14 becomes 19.
Oh.
Be 12 more. So we go. I've done it correctly this time.
Okay. And then do a deception.
Yeah.
Watch it fail.
Yeah. Mist, you're up.
Right. And does Munch need to take a free action at the end of my turn?
Yeah.
That sucks. Well, in which case, I'm gonna target this thing with another Disrupt Undead. Let's hope we can take it out. Be nice. Really?
I'm sorry.
I get 3 net 20s!
I know. It doesn't like you.
It really does not.
We gotta check the GM's dice after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weighted virtual die.
Right, okay, so I'm gonna use my last action to close the freaking door.
Yep.
And Munch is gonna let Hazi go and run around the corner.
Fair.
I can now no longer see what's going on in there.
Nope. Sapphire. Your go.
Let me just tune into the stream real quick.
Okay.
Whoops.
I have ideas. I forgot what the ideas were, but I have ideas. Right. Okay. I've remembered. Going to boost Eidolon. Well, I'm going to... Yeah. I'm gonna act together 1-1.
Sorry, stream. It'll be back
Boost
up
Eidolon.
momentarily.
The Eidolon gets boosted. The Eidolon will then attack the wall.
Okay.
With its now boost. I don't know how much health this thing has
No.
left. Yeah. Eidolon. Do it. Oh my lord!
I mean, you rolled a 4.
Yeah, but like, you rolling your nat 20s while we're rolling 4s.
True. It's making what would normally be a trivial thing not trivial. This thing's 2 levels lower than you.
Yeah.
This thing
Yeah.
should be a walk in the park.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it,
Should
Mr.
be.
DM?
Well, that's his first attack.
I am debating re-rolling.
Yeah.
Sure, there's nothing else I really need to re-roll.
Okay. Hey,
That's a hit. There
that's
we
a
are.
hit.
There we
Go
are.
ahead and
That's
roll
the
the damage.
tastiness. That's max
Ooh,
damage.
very nice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, big rake across the eye this time as it's moving around. It's kind of winking as if it's got something horrible in its eye, and it's like barely keeping open, just blinking incredibly rapidly, like it's got some like a grain of sand or something under the eyelid, and it's just kind of darting around the room.
Okay, let me see. That is not so great. Let me see on my sheet. That is not so great either. Gotcha. I was gonna try deceive it, then realized I'm not trained in deception.
You could also try a religion check to ward against being seen by it.
Oh, +1.
Yeah, I'm guessing your religion and deception aren't particularly great.
No. I will shield myself.
Okay.
I believe I still have.
You've done
I still have an action.
Shield and an attack. Didn't you also do boost Eidolon?
Yes, but that was act together, so that was a free action from me, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the Eidolon will attack once.
Passing time 1, and then 1. So yeah, that's 1 action for the strike and the boost Eidolon.
Yep.
And then 1 for shield, so yeah, 1 left.
Spell effect. Shield up. Wrong thing.
It's alright, I'll do it.
There we are. Spell effect shield. There we go. Okay. And finally the Eidolon strikes. With the secondary attack, which has agile.
Nope.
God damn it. Another 4.
I just darting around.
Okay.
And again.
And that's my turn.
I need the Eidolon, Hazi, and Sapphire to make the will saves.
Yeah.
Hazi succeeds. So he's going to take half this damage.
I succeed. Oh, I shouldn't.
Eidolon?
Eidolon, give me 1 second. The Eidolon obviously is a god and thus doesn't need to make it. But we'll just do it just in case.
Success. So you each take... Well, you take 6 damage.
Yeah.
Which means Hazi's confusion is going to last 1 more turn.
Before we're good.
Okay, so Hazi is no longer grabbed. I should probably get rid of that. So,
I can just last a turn in this with Hazi. We're gonna be good.
On a 1, it's the wall. 2, Sapphire. 3, it's the Eidolon. This is just going to be 3 claw attacks. So Eidolon, Eidolon, Eidolon. Sure.
My bad, yo.
Honestly, that's fine. That's fine.
First claw.
Hey, it's just claw attacks.
7 damage.
Yep.
Second attack is a miss. Third attack, miss.
That's fine. That's fine. Another round survived.
Iskra, you'll go. Sounds of stuff is still happening in there.
Yeah.
Just open the door, shoot in a disrupt on death, and I will shoot in a disrupt on death and then close the door.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes Dad's thinking with numbers. So open door, disrupt undead. God, I want this thing to always make the save critically now against this. I just don't want it to die to disrupt the undead after all this time. Oh no, it's a success, which means it's going to take half damage. Go ahead and roll the damage. Okay, so that 11 becomes 16. It takes half damage. It was only on 3.
Oh, thank goodness.
The disrupt undead actually defeats it. God damn it. End encounter. You get a whopping 20 XP for defeating it.
Okay.
Hazzy is no longer frightened or confused.
Fuck that wall.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Hazi. It's appreciated.
You come back to your senses, Hazzy.
Keep out these teleport circles.
Pick up
Hazi, you
all
want
your
to what?
pick up all your weapons off the ground.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
kind of like come in and like, hey buddy, I'm sorry. You alright?
I'm not doing that again.
Hazi, we're going to activate some teleport circles. Wanna come watch?
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'll watch the whole way.
Let me just
The Eidolon will keep him company.
Oop.
44? Damn.
That's some
Yeah,
Jesus.
like I said, Munchie's not fast to go down. I have 3 charges of that bullshit.
That's some good heals.
I'm
Munchie's
jealous.
not gonna go down as long as I'm awake.
Pretty much, yeah. Holy crap.
How the hell is the monkey better at healing than me?
No. I'm healing the monkey.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you guys gonna try and aid Iskra in this again?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make your cast level checks to try and aid as you.
Look, guys.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's
Two ends of the spectrum.
that is a crit success, so it's a +2 to this for Iskra. So go ahead and do your. I don't believe you can critically fail. Even if you roll a. No, actually, if you roll a 1, 13.
Yeah, don't doubt my abilities.
Which would still be a fail, yeah. So go ahead and roll your spellcraft. Your
Okay.
not spellcraft, sorry. Cast level check.
Can I... How much of this, like, involves... Like, if I talk outside of... Like, if I... I'm sure there's, like, some kind of, like, words and magic-y bippity-boppity-boo.
Yeah.
If I talk, like, between the bippity, whatever the fuck.
Are you trying to activate both at once?
No,
Oh.
but if I talk, like, normally to party members between that, does it disrupt it?
No, I don't think so.
Can I kind of, like, shout out and, like, talk Hazy through, like, what we're doing and, like, okay, going well so far. Alright, I'm gonna do this now.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Just to maybe kind of reassure him.
You can reassure him as you're doing this, yeah.
Okay.
Please roll on that one.
It's all fine. Oh, God!
Yeah. Go ahead and make your cast level check.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, no. Okay. That teleporter is active. You can step onto it and activate it and teleport to wherever it's linked to. You get the sense it is not part of the teleport network. It goes to a particular location.
Oh. Okay, I guess I'll ask the group. Like, hey, it's active, but it's not part of the network. But it goes somewhere. Do we want to test it?
I mean,
No.
can we? Can
Oh,
we?
can
The
I send my
other,
familiar? Can I send
the
my
other,
familiar through?
I didn't
You
hear
what?
what anyone said.
the other end must be active for us to be able to go through it, right?
Not with this.
Oh, this is. So it doesn't have to be. We
Nope.
don't have to open two ends.
Not
Oh.
with this one.
Oh.
This is not part of
Can I
the
send my
teleport network.
familiar?
Before we do anything like that, I'm not looking so good.
This is true.
Let me just. And I'm gonna treat wounds myself.
Mm-hmm.
With risky surgery. Yeah. There we are, treat wounds. Expert DC.
Ooh, upping
Risky
the DCA.
Yeah, no, I've done it this whole time. Yeah, everything's right.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So I take damage, and then I heal. Nice.
Very nice.
And then I'm immune for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Can you give me some of that?
I can do you, which let me do so. Expert, risky surgery. Risky surgery is fun.
You take 2 damage.
I just about failed that actually.
Oh,
Dear.
you do. In which case you just do 2 damage to mist.
Thanks.
Okay. But after that, I'm no longer immune.
Yeah, so you can do it to yourself again, and then you can try again on mist.
Yeah, if we're willing to just take like
Yeah.
40 minutes sitting down here just to heal.
Just stabbing each other with knives.
Basically, Sapphire's just conducting some surgeries here.
Yeah, that's what the medicine skill's for. It's for out of combat in a safe-ish
soon-
location.
Soon I'll be able to heal both of us at the same time.
Right, so about sending my familiar through the portal.
Yeah, you could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So
Oh,
whilst
Jesus.
Don't mind me, stabby, stabby.
So I have no way of showing one map to you and nobody else. But so the familiar pops into a dark room, and it appears inside a silver-lined cage. A silver-lined, iron-barred cage. Can you see through your familiar's eyes?
I don't actually know.
I think that's a familiar ability, which I think you might have to take.
Let me double check. My familiar actually gives off light, I think, so...
Oh, that's true.
I'll keep talking Hazzy through like what we're doing.
Yeah, share
And it's
senses is an
in
ability
four,
which you'd have to take with it. So it disappears, and you have no idea where it's gone.
Uh-oh. Guys, I'm not going in that thing.
I mean, my familiar is very small. Can you just walk out of the cage?
Is it a one-way ticket?
Let's make it do
To the dungeon.
one of these. Oh dear.
That was a fox.
Uh-huh.
I am.
What is going on?
Why is Neil rolling
I mean, it's trying to get out of wherever it currently is, and
instead of
it's...
Monchi?
Monchi didn't go through. The familiar
Oh, I
did.
thought Monchi went through. Okay, sorry.
No, I sent my familiar, not Muncie.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Doop, doop, doop. I guess I'll keep trying. Okay. How long do you wait?
Oh, before I go after?
Yeah.
Also, why did it take 7 points of damage?
No, it took... I don't know why I had some already. Actually, that's a good point. Let me put it back to... Yeah, you're not... I mean, you don't know that it's taken damage, but it has taken 2 points of damage for some reason.
Yeah, but like out of character, that's not correct.
Yeah, I don't know why I had 5 less to begin with.
Right. No, I'm gonna wait until Sapphire has healed me up.
Yes.
Okay.
I
And
was
if
just
it's like
waiting.
Sapphire, then I'm gonna step through.
There's another 10 minutes pass.
Yep.
Go ahead and do your heal thing.
Yep. I am very good medic. Let me just.
Oh, that's Neil.
Very shortly thereafter, Neil pops in.
Oh. And
I take
Lots of
5
heals.
heal for 34.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Yep, Neil turns back up.
Right, Neil will tell us what the fuck
yeah.
happened.
So
Because
he appeared inside one of the cages in that room with all the chains, where there are spikes on the inside. He tried to get out first of all, but managed to just massively fail. Got kind of hurt by the spikes on the inside, but then managed to slip through the bars and out. So it looks like that's a one-way teleport to the inside of a cage that is spiked on the inside, one level down.
Are you we spent all that time.
Uh-huh. Yep. He spent all that time. Has he got
Poor
thoroughly
Hazzy.
emotionally beaten up?
You want
Okay.
to go teleport yourself?
I guess I'll tell Hazzy and apologize all the way until I meet him up. Like, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Teleport circle right here.
Yeah, there's another one up there that goes to a different location.
We did all that just to get teleported into an Iron Maiden.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hang on, how many cages were there on that level?
There were 3, I think.
Oh, there's only 2 teleport circles here.
I'll go back and look.
Right.
Yeah, there were 3 cages.
Is her activated? I'll send Neil through again.
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna try the other one.
Oh, go for
Might
it.
as well.
Hang on, let me get you
Same
some
people
help.
helping again?
yes, I'm gonna help.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a help there.
Let me just.
Not a critical success, but a success.
Bibbity bobbity boop.
Okay. Iskra, go ahead and make the roll. You get a +1 for this.
I'm just not rolling good today.
Okay, yeah. You reactivate it.
Okay, and I'll step aside. Maybe?
Yeah, step aside. Neil pops in. How long are you going to wait this time?
Just like a minute, and then I'm gonna walk down to the cages to check.
Yep. About 10 minutes pass, and he turns back up again. And he says, "Oh, this time, I went to the top level.
Oh, cool. Okay, oh. Thank you, buddy. And I give new pets.
Okay. So that's a quick way out of here.
Yeah.
Something useful happened, Hazzy. We can go up through this circle. It's safe. It's been tested. It's fine. I promise.
I think I'll walk.
There are other teleport
You guys
circles.
sure?
Or you can just walk out.
I mean, each of these takes an hour. How long have we spent now? We've done 3 of them. With
Yeah, it's
one
about.
failed attempt.
It's probably about 5:30 in the afternoon now.
Yeah. This is the longest we've been down here, guys.
It is.
Yeah, new record.
The
We are
village people
never
are probably
gonna
going
beat
to
it.
assume you're dead at this point.
Yeah, they're like, oh no.
They died down there. They haven't come back for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 foxes yipping at Hazi right now.
I go get Hazzy and like kind of like offered to take his hand and like, come on, we can do it together.
Yes, and Neil are both gonna like bite into Hazi's pants at the ankles and drag him over the board.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Okay.
Right, back to town then.
Bear with me. I'll do something quickly. I need
What?
each person who steps through this teleporter now. Just roll me a d20. And here's a hint. You want to roll high.
Where?
You want to roll high.
Is this like where you could
Oh god.
could end
Guys.
up off target?
The Eidolon has.
20.
Okay.
I think Hasley's gonna have some trust issues soon.
And the Eidolon.
Don't make me a liar.
These are in turn Mist, Neil, and Munchie.
Oh, so it goes Mist, Neil, Monchi.
Yes.
Okay. Neil is fine. Iskra is fine. Let's move them aside.
And what about Sapphire with the 14?
Sapphire is fine. The 14.
Okay. Well, that leaves the Eidolon, Mist, and Hazi.
Okay, so each of you that got 10 or less take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
As you exit this small little chamber over here, where the silver inlay in the floor had been removed previously, causing the teleportation junction between this site and the site below dodgy at best. It seems even though it's been reactivated, with continued use, it becomes more and more unstable. As you are teleported, it tries to teleport you slightly off target, partially in the wall. You take some mental damage as it repositions you back on site. Kind of like a teleporter malfunction. So yeah, Hazi, Sapphire, Monchi, Mist. Yeah. You all take 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And with more and more prolonged use, could potentially be more and more dangerous to the point it might just stop working again.
Right, let's just walk
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's not as bad as teleporter malfunctions in fucking Star Trek.
No.
If it were to break, would you be stuck in another plane? Would you be stuck in the floor?
You wouldn't be
Or-
stuck in another plane. Because you got really well on the spell for it, as you come through and you kind of see the effects and witness them firsthand, you think that the magic won't hold for particularly long, and the more times it gets used, the weaker it becomes, and there'll be a point where if you fail the check, the damage will increase the next time, increase the next time after that, but there'll become a point where it just will stop working. And at that point, whoever uses it, if they fail the save and they're kind of disjuncted slightly into the wall, they might be disjuncted slightly into the wall and not put back in place.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which would be a severe amount of damage.
I'm not telling Hazzy any of that. I was like, see, it was fine. Everybody fine? I mean, maybe, a little sting at the end, but, sometimes magic has a little zap to it, It's fine and totally normal. But maybe
Yes,
we
I'm
should
still
walk
prepared
next
to
time.
walk next time.
Yeah.
Do I believe these lies?
You do. I've already rolled a deception. Yes, all of you believe her. She rolled very well.
But then I added
Okay.
the end, but maybe we should walk next time.
Yeah. Alright, I'll take you back to Otari.
Oh, Jesus. Making me a liar.
Hopefully the map will actually work for my stream view. Nope, cool. That's annoying.
No, rip
Why does it
map.
keep doing this? I'll try reloading it. I mean, it works for me. I just don't know why it's not working on the
Yeah,
other
it's working
windows
for me now.
sometimes. It's a bit odd. Yeah, you get back to Atari. The time is about 6 in the afternoon. Probably one of the latest times you've ever got back to town.
Nice. Everyone thinks we're dead. Now that we show up, they celebrate it.
Yeah. So what would you like to do? Maddening whispers and the ghost sounds.
Is there any chaos happening? Nothing else is burning? Like, is everything normal and fine?
Everything looks normal and fine.
Okay.
First of all, where's the mayor?
The mayor lives the Menhem's Manor up here.
I'm so
Right,
used
well,
to
maybe
coming
we
back
go to the
now.
guard captain instead. We have learned that evil sorcerer lady is indeed about to resurrect, and we need those artifacts to get deeper in, so we should probably report that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe he might have some knowledge of where the others are.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're going to the mayor for this, are you?
Yeah. I think this is important enough to warrant a mayor.
Yeah. So this is the mayor. Osif Menhems. I'll whack the name
That
to
is a
chat.
big old book.
Mm-hmm.
And very big arms.
Don't know why I decided to do caps, but it did.
He's very excited.
He's very excited.
Yes, Joseph!
Yeah, so as you approach the manor, you see a familiar sight, a catfolk individual doing some evening sparring with the mayor's oldest daughter.
Oh my god, it's Naisu.
It's Naisu. Naisu just kind of nods to you and goes back to training with them in the garden. The mayor greets you. He doesn't have like a butler or anything like that. He says, "Oh, adventurers, Heroes, what can I do for you this evening?
Grave news, Mr. Mayor!
Oh, oh no. What's wrong?
Well, you know the evil sorcerer lady?
Yeah, yes, I know the stories.
She's about to resurrect.
Oh, that is dying.
But we can stop her.
We can stop her.
That's better
Yes.
news.
Need some stuff to get deeper in. At the moment, the door is locked.
What do you need? Please, I mean, anything to aid adventurers in trying to save our town. You've already done many a great deed in the town, bringing not one but two malcontents to justice.
Well, see, remember that sword?
Yes.
We kind of need that. And what else was it that we need? We need the sword.
Yeah, there were two other things. Well, there were four things
The
altogether.
4 things you need, you've got one of them.
We have one on our person.
You have one on your persons, yeah. Do you want me to remind you of what they are?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
No.
Goldfish memory.
Find it. It's...
And we need like a brooch. We needed a sword.
Yes.
Two other things.
Why not find... Wait. Yes, you need the hunter's brooch, which was worn by an individual called Asfena Menhems.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
might be in a cupboard somewhere.
You need a book called The Thresholds of Truth, and you need the Cooperative Blade. The Threshold of Truth was owned by an individual called Zarmavdian. Oh, God, fantasy name spellings. they can never be normal. There, that one.
Right?
Zarmavadian. There we go.
Zamavdian?
Zarmavdian? Something like that. Yeah.
Zarmavdian.
That was a book. And then, yeah, the Cooperative Blade is the third of the 4 items. Spilling that to him, he knows exactly what you speak of the brooch. He permits you to borrow it for as long as you like. And he thanks you very much for being honest with him.
Can I tell him we met Mr. Otari? Well, his ghost anyway.
You met? Wow. Ghost of Atari all this time? He's
Yeah.
been down. Oh.
And something happened that I don't know but we're gonna try to figure that out too.
Something happened?
Well, he tried to move on and something snatched him.
Oh no. That is bad.
Yeah, also the history record needs to be rescinded ever so slightly. He didn't die by the ceiling caving in, he actually fell down a level below and then tried to escape but was forced several levels below, but he was eventually killed.
Dang. So I will have to amend the records and, well, hopefully we can put him to rest.
Didn't we bring his remains?
Yeah, you bought his bones. Yeah.
we've got his bones.
We'd like him to have an honorable funeral here in town. We promised him that.
And we'll try to fix the rest.
It's, whilst you're here, if you ever seek to earn some coin, Naisu is a fine instructor in the way of the blade, but I want the best for my children. So if there are any other kind of areas of expertise you wish to instruct my children on, I would obviously compensate you with coin. If you, obviously, I know your time is perhaps more productively spent in the ruins of Gauntlet, but the offer is there should you wish it.
Well, I know my main expertise is in curses, so unless you want the order to learn about various curses, how to avoid them, how to cure them, etc.
How to avoid them and cure them? Yes, not. I would rather she not be taught how to inflict them.
Oh no, I know very little about how to inflict. Well, you see, the thing is, if you want to tell someone how to avoid a curse, they need to know how it's inflicted. Otherwise, you can't avoid it, can you?
Suppose there is
Of
There's
course,
wisdom
I
in
won't
that.
teach how to inflict it, just how it is inflicted.
Yes, there is definitely wisdom in that. Thank you. Yes, I will keep that in mind. And again, the offers are open there to all of you. If you wish to earn some coin, basically,
Yes.
you've opened up a downtime opportunity to earn
Oh.
income here.
I'll like flick a little like flame into my hand and say, I can teach them fire.
And I can grapple any man anytime.
He is very strong.
So
And I pointed Muncie, and so can she.
it's interesting. The grappling, athletics, they could definitely do with a good workout now and again. The fire, not in the house, but
Well, of course not.
the way of the magic and the arcane, of course.
I can do some very good field dressing.
Oh, a doctor, you might. That was definitely something I'm certain my son would be interested in.
I can
Well.
heal as well. So yeah.
Yes, no, and you said there are 3 other items you need to acquire.
Yeah.
Well, 2. We already have one.
Oh, wonderful.
True. Sorry.
Here's the brooch. Please, when you're done with it, return it. It is a family heirloom after all, but until you no longer need it. And the cooperative blade is back in the ownership of the Dawnflower Library. After we decided the actions to carry out with Carmen. He has had his last name removed, and he has been banished from the town under penalty of death.
Ooh.
Should he ever return, he will be, well, no quarter. He is banished.
That's really quite, well, in a weird way, very nice. You could have just had him executed.
The
It is
church
fair.
The church definitely was leaning towards that particular direction. As is Serenray's way in the beliefs is, if someone cannot be redeemed and shows no compunction to seek amends, then they are to be struck down. They have a righteous fury. However, I managed to convince the church that perhaps, in this instance, he'd be given only one chance, but that chance is not here. That chance is to make a better life and to put behind Otari, try and make something of himself. And we'll see. I hope I am proved right and not wrong, and that he does not return, because if he returns, well, it'll only to be seek ill intent at this point. And I pray to all the gods that I chose wisely, but only time will tell. But come, let's go to the temple. We will get that. We'll get that blade for you now.
Yeah.
It is, whilst in the ownership of the Temple of the Dawnflower, should they put up any kind of fuss, I can try and muster what rights I have as a mayor, and technically it's a symbol of station. Yes, walking montage with the mayor through town. Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh, my map's frozen. I can't move the map.
I'll move the map.
There we go. Okay. Whew.
So you're reached by Vandy again, and she says, "Oh, hello, adventurers," in her usual chipper, happy demeanor.
How's it going here?
It's going. We're starting to get things back in order. It's not, the damage isn't quite as extensive as we worried.
Oh, thank goodness.
We have lost several hard to acquire and unique tomes. Many of the older scrolls in that particular section are lost, but what they are, we don't know exactly. But it's not quite as bad as we thought in regards to the damage done to the building itself. But how are you doing? It's quite late in the day to see all of you.
Yeah, we spent quite a long time down there. A lot of activating portals. It's yeah,
Interesting.
difficult work. Harder than fighting monsters, kind of.
It's I was about to shut up the library this evening. Was there anything you needed? I can keep it open a little bit longer for you if you'd like.
Well,
We might need to borrow a book.
Oh,
And the corpse plate.
and the blade.
why? I mean, why?
Well, we met
Very
Emperor
important.
Otari.
Oh,
And I'll kind of give her the whole spiel.
Mhm.
And that we need to get down to the next level down, and we need 4 things.
I see. And the way you described Otari trying to pass on, that
Yeah.
definitely does not sound like a spirit passing on.
No, it didn't look good. Do you know how to maybe help that? We've got his bones, but
Oh, well, I will certainly bury him near the other heroes, the founders of Atari itself, and I will do last rites on the bones. But if his spirit has been trapped or contained or caged or something, or not allowed to pass on, I'm afraid just burying his remains and giving last rites would be like half a job.
yeah,
The
it's
spirit would still be on the material. You would have to find where he is, and sorry, it looks like this is not something which I can help you with. It might be a task for yourselves to to undertake.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We weren't expecting just a bear girl to help, but we promised him before he tried to move on that
I
these
see.
bear
Yeah.
remains, and so we will.
Yeah, and she'll take the bones from you, and she'll take them with quite a reverence, almost as if they were, in a form, a holy relic, being the long lost remains of this town's namesake. This is a hero of legend whose remains are long since thought unrecoverable, now being recovered and interred with the other original founders of this town. He says, I will see to it these are given proper burial with all the rites befitting their station.
Thank you.
Of course, and yes, of course. And she pops back, and she comes back moments later with the blade and says, and please, here. And she hands over the blade to you as I try to find it again.
And do you know where the book might be? We kind of thought maybe the library, but hopefully not one of the burned ones.
The name doesn't ring a bell. No, I don't think that was not one of ours. Not here. Sorry.
Is there like some kind of like interlibrary loan system we could maybe from what's the big city place called?
Absalom.
Yeah, Absalom.
I mean, it sounds like this was a book for like a person's book. I don't believe it's like a.
Oh,
I don't believe it's a.
like a private collection.
Yeah, I believe it's could either be maybe their spell book or something that was important to them, and definitely doesn't sound like a usual item, if that makes sense.
Is it something that would be buried with them?
1 minute, and she kind of disappears, and 10-15 minutes pass before she comes back out with this massive thick tome, which is bigger than her. She's kind of waddling, she's carrying it, barely able to hold, and slams it down on the desk. Thick layer of dust just billows out, and she cracks it open halfway through, and then she grips these big pages and goes right back to the very beginning of the book. She goes to the first page, flips to the second page, scans down. No, they were buried with some personal effects, but no books were buried with them.
Is there any like estate? What was their name?
There is no estate for them.
Or any like family that we could maybe track down?
Ooh, I don't believe they had. I don't believe they had any children. No, I don't believe so. I suppose any effects they had would have. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to help with this.
No, that's okay. Just throwing out ideas. You're so smart and all.
Oh, thank you.
I thought if I threw enough ideas, maybe one might be right.
Hmm.
I'll kind of look at the floor.
Yeah.
Get even redder.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's me out of ideas then.
Yeah, I don't have any either.
Maybe ask the other lady, the tall one. What's her name?
See if I can do this. Let's do it. Monchi.
Rin. Yes, that's it.
Boo-doo-doo.
Iskra,
Yes.
you know there's a bookshop in town
Oh,
called
so there is.
called Odd Stories.
Oh yeah.
His
Okay.
wares are books, formulas, arcane, and occult scrolls. It's a 3-story stone tower that rises at the back half of the 1-floor wooden bookstore. A sign above the front door depicts a stack of open books with lines of magical energy rising from the pages. Whilst the shop owner is indeed a wizard, Morlabint had the sign commissioned in an attempt to portray the power of imagination within the fanciful fictional works and anthologies that are his speciality.
Okay. I guess I'll be like, oh yes, Odd Stories. The other book place. Maybe
Yeah.
we could ask him.
Let's go.
Let's go. You get to the door, all the lights are out. The door's shut.
God.
Oh no, what's happened? Is
Maybe
it just
it's just
because it's
late.
late?
It's just like...
Oh, okay.
I know, it's odd that you guys are actually doing stuff when it's not bright and midday.
It's only 6:30.
I'm gonna send Neil to go find her bedroom window and just tap 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 tap.
Yeah, Neil he can fly, can't he?
Yeah, he can.
He flies up the tower and looking through the window, there's a slight candlelight flickering through, and taps on the windows, tap tap tap. And Morblin kind of opens the window, and you can hear his voice kind of just carrying out. He says, "Oh, hello, little creature." And he kind of studies Neil for a little bit. He says, "Where's your master?"
I just from downstairs, from down at the floor, ground level, just go, hi. And Neil just goes,
Oh.
I'm there.
Oh, and he kind of sticks a hand out and he kind of waves it around. You hear him mutter some words, and then the front door to the shop clicks and then opens. He says, "Oh, come on up."
Please tell me he's in his little like nightie and a cap and like
He,
holding.
he literally has a little nightcap on with a bubble on the end. It's
Yeah.
blue with white stars on.
Oh, and he's got his little like striped pajamas.
Oh,
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And he
Little
yeah,
bunny
so
slippers.
he kind of welcomes you up, and as you go into the bookstore, you hear another kind of click, and another door opens, which leads to the stone tower. There's a small spiral staircase that goes up, and it goes into only one story up at this point. A nice little, small, cozy kind of sitting room with a fireplace that's crackling with a nice warm fire that seems to be going. It's odd, but the logs themselves don't seem to be burning, but it's definitely magical of some sorts. And he says, "Oh, hello, adventurers. I wasn't expecting you today. Please, would you like a nightcap?" And he's wearing quite fluffy slippers.
Yes.
Real fluffy around the brim, pale blue colour, and he's wearing what would appear to be like a wizard's robe, except it's more of a dressing gown
okay.
with fluffy. It looks like it's knitted. It's a nice pale blue, sky blue kind of colour with white stars. If ever you've read any of the Terry Pratchett books, kind of Rincewind-esque.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah, sorry to wake you.
That's his kind of appearance and demeanor. No, I wasn't asleep yet. I was just about to settle down with a good
Just-
book.
Yeah, just settling in. Sorry to disturb you.
No, but before we start, would anybody like a drink?
Sure.
Do you have hot cocoa?
Got some ale?
I might have some ale. I have some brandy.
Yeah, I'll have some brandy.
I can take that.
He kind of disappears to this this
Any
globe.
milk?
No milk. No, I don't tend to keep it. It tends to sour quite quickly. But I'll see what I can rustle up for you. And he goes to this very nicely made globe, which he just opens up, and inside a kind of a billowy mist emanates from it, and it's clearly quite cold and chilled inside, as if he's got an enchanted drinks cabinet. He takes several glasses out from underneath, pours some alcohol into each of them. He goes, and I suppose, yes, you're not allergic to pineapple, are you? I heard sometimes not you to the young one who doesn't want the alcohol. It's Sapphire, isn't it?
I mean, I don't mind alcohol, and just
Oh, I was
pineapple will do.
Okay. Well, it's rather not find out the hard way that you're allergic to it. I mean, oof, the mess. Oh dear.
I haven't tried,
glass,
so...
comes back with this little glass disc she places down, hands each of you a glass. Right, and he kind of settles down in this big armchair and he says, "One moment, just need to find... that's the spot." Kind of settles up, crosses his legs in this big chair, glass in hand. Right. How can I help you?
So, I love the whole welcoming gestures, but we're in a little bit of a serious pickle. In the fact that we kind of need a book that
Came to the
could...
right place.
Yes, but an important book that could probably save many lives.
Oh,
Perhaps the continent.
Yeah, that possibly. You know the ruins. You know the. I believe she's some sort of sorceress. Sorceress.
oh, yes. Belcora, I believe her
Yes,
name was.
Belcora.
Yes.
Well, turns out she's coming back.
Oh, that's not good news.
Not good at all, no. And seems we're kind of roped in with. Well, we've been exploring, and we're just roped in with stopping her.
I mean, that's what you adventurous types do. Fight the good fight and all that.
Exactly. But we need a certain book. What was it again? Just kind of looking back to everyone.
You'll probably want the Primer on Occult and its maladies. You'll probably want several copies of the Denizens of the Not Quite Dead or Alive. You would probably like short stories and fables on the workmanship of stone buildings. What else? Oozes. Oh, sorry?
Something on the underworld. What's it called in this game again?
The Darklands?
The Darklands, yes.
Ah. Yes. The Darklands. Bring a Light. That's a good book.
What was
We
the
need.
name?
No,
We need a
that's his name. The Darklands. Bring a Light.
No,
We need a specific book.
forget the name.
You're
again.
looking for the Thresholds of Truth.
Threshold of Truth. Thank you. Well, Darklands would be nice because we're encountering a lot of never mind. Everything's fine.
He kind of looks off to one side and goes, Sebastian, go fetch the Darklands and bring a light. And primers on the occult.
And what was it?
Thresholds
Thresholds
of truth.
Thresholds of truth? Do you have that?
I do.
Really?
Yes, it's part of my private academic collection. It's oh yes.
Borrow that? Pretty please? Not the puppy dog eyes.
Yes. It's a spell book and it's quite valuable, so please be extra careful with it. Yes, by all means.
We'll be as careful as possible, but I'm not too knowledgeable on these things. We need it to progress further down. We don't know if it'll be burnt up by some sort of magical force that's
It kinda goes
keeping
pale white.
keeping the whole place sealed from us. Hopefully that doesn't happen, and we'll bring it right to you.
Yeah, as soon as we open the door, all the artifacts are coming back. If they're not burned off, that is.
If we don't get it, we can't progress any further, and Belcora will come back.
Yeah, and then you won't be able to have the book anyway, so...
How about this? I'll let you borrow the book. In exchange, you will take extra special care of it.
Of course.
Obviously.
And I want a full account of what you do with it and any related magical phenomena that occurs.
Well, of course, yeah.
Oh, academics, my dear.
Does this book, does it just, do stuff on its own?
No. It's simply a spell tome. It was by Zarmavidians, their spell book. It's not intrinsically magical per se. It's just...
Sorry, the way you described it, what you just said was alarming.
No, the magical phenomena in undoing whatever this barrier thing is.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
Wonderful, yeah. Yes, okay. I'll let you borrow it. Moments later, 2 books come up the stairs on their own. And he's very gently wafted over and placed on his desk, and he just looks to nothing in particular. He says, "Thank you, Sebastian."
Oh, some sort of helper that's, invisible?
Oh, just simple parlor tricks. Just an unseen servant. Some people call it.
That's the one.
I like to give him a name, even though he's not real. Keeps me company.
Understandable. and just like my little friend here keeps me company.
I see. And he kind of glances at the back and forth, and he looks at the arcane mark that appears on both of your... I believe it's on both of your foreheads.
Yeah.
He says, it's been a while since I've met a conjurer of eidolons. It's a different avenue of academia, far more... less book taught and more, as far as I believe, part of what you are?
Yeah, honestly, I half don't understand it myself. It's a lot to explain.
By all means, at any point, feel free to pop by and spend an evening explaining it to me.
I'll be glad to.
Well, I mean...
Oh.
Yes, my little friend.
You mentioned a book about undead?
Yes? A particular avenue of undead?
Ghouls.
Ghouls? Oh, ew, yuck. Icky things. Yes. What was it called? You've got a bottomless stomach. It's probably because it's partially rotten. Ghouls 101. Yes, I have a copy of that somewhere.
I'm sorry, what is it called again?
You've got a bottomless stomach. It's probably because it's partially rotten. Ghouls 101.
Aha. I'll keep that name in mind.
Oh, and what about ghosts?
I mean, I have a few. I mean, are you after how to put the categories of types of ghosts, how they manifest, or are you more in the how to get rid of them?
Yes.
How they work.
How they work? Ectoplasm. Is it real? That's one of them. And the other one is who you're going to call. That's how to get rid of them.
I'm loving this book nicely. I just come up with these like on the
Please don't make me
all
come
this
up with
shit
any more
up.
off the top of my head. I'm starting to run on fumes.
That's bully the DM.
Baffled by the creativity. Well done, my friend.
Thank you. I probably won't remember them for next session. I'm gonna have to write them down somewhere before I forget.
We're gonna make you recall every single one of
Oh,
them.
great! I'm gonna have to make these items for you now.
I'm just buying the lot, so you're gonna have to add.
Yeah. He says, well, you can take them all on loan, but in exchange, I would like you to come and regale me with your experiences. Specifically on any kind of magical phenomena. Now, this could be arcane, it could be divine, occult, primal. Not so bothered with.
Have you got a week? I have a very interesting story to tell about the process.
Yes. My calendar is wide open. Occasionally, well, apart from every Thursday evening, that is the local book club, which I run. Me and several other townsfolk get together and discuss books, and I must admit the books they choose are rather, well, romance novels seems to be their cups of tea.
Oh, here comes.
There's he lists off a bunch of people, and they are all elderly couples.
Aww. I'm going to guess he doesn't get a lot of company.
That's basically the most of his company is that, or books. Doesn't seem upset about it.
I will protect this beam with my life.
Yeah.
When he says he's interested in stories, Mrs. Litty just gonna sit down, pop into fox shape, lie down, and start rattling off.
Yeah, your life experience. Yeah, he basically gets out a book and he starts to write down as he's listening, and then he gets more and more engrossed in the story, and he places the book to one side, but the quill keeps writing, and he kind of twiddles his fingers every now and again just to kind of keep the magic up as the pages turn on their own, and it just starts to transcribe everything you say. And occasionally when you mention something to do with the curse of when you were turned, he says, "Oh, interesting," and as the quill keeps writing the story as you're describing, he takes out another quill from his sleeve and he starts to add annotations to in the borders of the book. He's annotating the story as the story is being written with, this is potentially such and such's curse. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and if the evening doesn't get too late, I'm just going to start rattling on about the curses I've encountered inside Sunlight.
Yeah. He's writing it all down. He is enraptured, and he won't tell you to leave.
What time is it now?
Um,
We've probably been here a little while now.
you spend probably with him talking about Gauntlet. I'm going to say a good hour or two. Gets to about 8:30.
So yeah.
Mist's story will go on for a good couple of hours at least. You don't have to stick around for that. He doesn't make you stay or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll kind of like, stretch. Okay, about that time.
Have a lovely evening. And then he kind of goes back to listening to the story.
I'm just falling asleep in the chair.
Yeah. Soft snoring from Hazzy. Comfy chair. Nice, warm, cozy interior of someone telling a story and you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sapphire's probably gonna stay for the whole story, just wrapped around her, like the Eidolon and her wrapped around each other.
Yeah. As the evening progresses and it gets later and later and eyelids start to droop on Sapphire and the Eidolon, you know, you're warm, you're cozy, there's a story being told in a soft voice. Whilst you are kind of caught up and wrapped in the story. And by all means, if Emmy, if you want to write up like more of the backstory, if you want to write it up and put it in the Discord, I can then share it with folks. If anyone out there watching wants to read it, they can. If you want, don't feel pressured to do that, but
I'm not entirely sure on the backstory.
that's fine. That's fine, no problem. We can come up with it together, and I can type up some stuff if you want.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like poke me in PM at some point.
Yeah, no
Where do we
rush or anything
stay?
like that.
Is it the Rowdy Rockfish? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
We got free room and board in that.
yeah. So I mean, he's not going to kick anyone out, and there's room in this small cozy room for people to fall asleep in chairs if they want. It'll get to about midnight, and he will go, I would love to hear a bit more, but I'm ever so tired. It's very past my bedtime. I don't want to wake your friends. I'm going to retire. Feel free to sleep. Sebastian, if they do decide to leave, just lock up after them, would you? And he says, good night. And he just kind of like waddles off up the stairs. The click of a door behind him as he goes upstairs to where he sleeps.
Oh, bless him. He's so cute.
See, I can do cute NPCs as well as horrible, nasty people.
Mm-hmm.
The hours progress, and sleep finds all of you in your various locations. Whilst sleep comes to you easily, at about 2-3 in the morning, you are all kind of roused from sleep.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Horrible nightmare just suddenly comes upon you. Almost like it's almost akin to sleep paralysis, where you're awake and you can't move and you want to scream because you can't move but you can't scream, and the only thing you're trying to do is scream but you can't. You're just laid there, unable to do anything, move or act. There's nothing bad going on, but you can't do anything. You're awake, you can't move. What the hell? And then your vision kind of flickers and it's dark and you're transparent and you've got a greenish glow to your arms, but you can't move and you're trapped, and then you wake up covered in a cold sweat.
Oh boy, all this ghost stuff is getting to me.
And all of you have that same kind of nightmare.
I like that.
I'm gonna jot down some notes on the nightmare
Okay.
to share later.
Yeah.
Do we get to rest or do
Yeah.
we wake
No,
up?
you can go back to sleep. It takes you know, your heart to kind of takes a while for you to kind of calm down, and you find yourself awkward to try and fall asleep. You kind of not scared, but find it hard to lay still. You're kind of a little bit paranoid about not moving, but eventually sleep does find you. And the next day, you awake fully rested. And that's where we'll leave it for this evening.
All right.
The start of a brand new day.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, everybody. I enjoyed that session.
Yeah.
It was
me
fun.
too.
Hazzy was the saving grace in that fight against the Void Glutton. Getting that crit.
Even though I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Even though you weren't here for it.
I saw it though. I saw it though.
Yeah, you were here
I
in
was
spirit. I was channeling
Exactly.
your energy.
Yeah.
Like, I even imagined you just looking at the screen going, and here we go, I'm gonna crit.
Yeah.
Just channeling the magic. Yeah. Righty. I'm gonna see if there's somewhere I'm gonna take the stream. If you guys need me, obviously Discord as usual.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for DMing.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
you.
alright,
Making up all
anytime.
those stories.
Yeah.
I will watch back the VOD and give you a list of books I want.
Write down the names.
Thank
Nice.
you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think I can remember some of them. Oosh, but after that, not sure.
Norkland, Spring Light.
Yeah, I remember one of them is Who You're Gonna Call. And I already know what the cover's going to be for that as well.
Ectoplasm, is it real? If you have infinite hunger, like something with rotten stomachs?
Yeah, was it?
Half your stomach is rotted or something.
Yeah, you got a bottomless stomach. It might be because it's partially rotten. Ghouls 101? Something like that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Thank you very much. And I'm sure I'll see you guys around. And until next time, peace.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, I don't actually have anywhere to take us this evening, I'm afraid. All of the people I would normally go to are not about, and there's not really anyone who's currently doing... Is someone doing Pathfinder? No, that's okay. I have somewhere to go. Right. Let me figure out these buttons. I will upload this to the YouTube as normal. And let's actually click the buttons before I say anything. Until next time, guys, stay safe. See you soon. And be good to each other. Good night, guys.